Hello, everyone. I am a hotel AI expert, bringing years of hands-on experience in modern hospitality operations and performance support right to your screen. It is an absolute pleasure to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to this online learning journey. We're really looking forward to supporting your professional growth in this incredible industry. Let's get right into today's explainer. Here's the syllabus for our masterclass today. We'll start with the digital nervous system, then move into core functional modules, followed by ecosystems of integration. After that, we'll weigh the benefits and challenges, and finally, we'll wrap up with data security and ethics. All right, let's dive into part one, the digital nervous system. I always like to say that the PMS is the digital central nervous system of a hotel. If you think of a modern hotel as a complex, living organism, the property management system is absolutely the brain. It's constantly taking in rapid-fire signals from every single limb, from reservations, the front desk, housekeeping, the restaurant, all the way down to accounting. And what does it do? It processes all those signals into one single coherent reality. Now, whether your property uses massive industry giants like Opera or maybe agile cloud-based platforms like Cloudbeds or Room Raccoon, the fundamental truth is exactly the same. The PMS is that indispensable tool allowing a hotel to function at the sheer speed of modern travel. Ultimately, the main purpose of a PMS is centralization. If we look back at the manual era, data was just scattered everywhere, across paper books, ledgers, and index cards. You can imagine the administrative friction was just incredibly high. But today, we're in the digital era, and every single piece of information about a guest's stay lives in one unified environment. This centralization gives us real-time, instant updates. Think about it. The very second a guest checks out at the front desk, the PMS flips that room status to dirty. That's not just some notes scribbled in a book anymore. It actively removes administrative friction for both the guest and your staff. Moving right along to Section 2, Core Functional Modules. To really understand these modules, we need to map them onto the chronological timeline of the active guest cycle. It all kicks off pre-arrival with reservation management. Then, on day one, the front office steps in. Throughout the duration of the stay, housekeeping is highly engaged. And finally, on the day of departure, we transition into cashiering and billing. Let's break down exactly how the PMS supports every single one of these crucial phases. So right at the heart of the pre-arrival phase is the reservation management module. This is where your agents are creating, modifying, and canceling bookings. But the real magic is that the system automatically tracks your inventory in the background. It is literally doing the math so the hotel never, ever sells more rooms than it actually possesses. By relying on this module, hotels drastically cut down on that absolute nightmare scenario of overbooking and having to walk a guest. Now, once that guest walks through the doors, the front office module takes over the active cycle. And wow, this is a powerful tool. It lets your reception team manage guest profiles, so you're storing all those valuable preferences and past stay histories to really anticipate their needs. It handles the room assignments, and, very importantly, it manages the guest's internal account, which we call a folio. Every single charge during their stay, whether it's the nightly room rate or a midnight snack from room service, gets seamlessly recorded right there. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the housekeeping module is working as a vital communication bridge. Remember those instant updates we just talked about? Well, housekeeping teams use mobile devices linked directly to the PMS to track cleaning status in real time. They can flip a room from dirty to clean and then to inspected and ready without ever waiting for a printed paper report or making a phone call. They can even report maintenance issues straight to engineering. This ensures the front desk is only ever handing out keys to a room that is truly flawless. Arching over all of this daily activity is the reporting module. While those other modules are busy managing today's guests, the reporting module is giving management the big picture. It sweeps up all that centralized historical data and summarizes your occupancy trends, calculates your RevPAR, which is revenue per available room, and helps leaders build highly precise revenue forecasts. Essentially, it tells you exactly which booking channels are actually making money and where your business is heading. Let's transition to Section 3, Ecosystems of Integration. Modern PMS platforms don't just sit in a silo. They're designed to communicate with a vast ecosystem of outside tech. Let's look at a few of these essential external integrations. First up is the CRS, or Central Reservation System. If you're a hotel chain, your PMS links to the CRS to make absolutely sure that rates and availability are perfectly consistent across every single property in your brand. Next, we have channel managers. These sync your inventory directly with online travel agencies like Expedia and the global distribution systems. So the second a room is sold online, the channel manager instantly tells the PMS to drop the inventory. Then there's the POS, or point of sale. When a guest grabs dinner in the hotel restaurant, the POS talks directly to the PMS, verifies their room number, and drops that charge right onto their folio. And finally, the CRM, or Customer Relationship Management System. This pulls PMS data to send out personalized pre-arrival emails or post-day surveys, keeping that guest relationship warm long after they've packed up and gone home.
Okay, moving on to Section 4, Benefits and Challenges.
Let's take a minute to objectively weigh the operational impacts of relying on these systems, starting with efficiency. The transformative benefit here is crystal clear. Real-time updates almost entirely wipe out manual errors, like those dreaded overbookings. But the significant challenge? The severe risk of system downtime or network failure. If the server crashes, your operations basically grind to a halt. Looking at labor and cost, the PMS is amazing because it automates billing and reporting. That saves countless labor hours and cuts down on financial discrepancies. However, that benefit comes with a hefty price tag in the form of high ongoing costs for software subscriptions and user licenses. Lastly, guest service. Having quick access to all this information definitely boosts guest satisfaction scores because you can serve them so much faster. The catch is the constant need for staff software training just to keep up with all the frequent system updates. So yes, it's an incredibly powerful tool, but it absolutely demands active management and real investment.
Now for our final section, Data Security and Ethics.
Because your PMS stores an immense mountain of sensitive information, it practically has to act as an absolute fortress against cyber attacks. We're talking about personal guest details, their travel histories, and highly sensitive credit card data. That means modern PMS platforms must strictly comply with international data protection laws. A primary example of this is GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation. Operating a PMS ethically means you are making absolutely sure this data is never, ever compromised.
So how do hotels actually safeguard all this data internally? Well, they do it through strict, tiered user permissions. Think about it. A room attendant logging into the system really only needs permission to view room status, clean or dirty. They literally cannot access a guest's credit card details or home address. On the flip side, a senior manager holds full access to that sensitive data because it's required for their role. It's a simple, crucial rule. Staff members only see exactly what they need to see to do their jobs.
But beyond just user permissions, protecting a hotel's reputation for safety and integrity requires strict adherence to professional security standards. We're talking rigorous password control protocols, mandatory two-factor authentication for anybody accessing the system remotely, and regular system audits to spot and patch up any vulnerabilities. Remember, a hotel's digital reputation is just as fragile as its physical one.
Which brings us to a final, somewhat provocative thought to wrap up our explainer today. We've just seen how absolutely incredible the PMS is as the digital brain of your hotel. But if that digital brain crashes tomorrow because of a network failure or a cyber event, are your manual hospitality skills sharp enough to run the hotel? This is exactly why the foundational skills you are mastering right now at the Europe Hotel School remain your ultimate backup. Technology is an incredible servant, but your professional knowledge is what truly drives hospitality. Thank you so much for joining this masterclass. Keep learning and keep asking great questions.